What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is TDS Darth Wage back at you with another video yet again, and the title of this video is going to be called The Truth About Palpatine. So, in this video, what I did was I recorded 3 matches back to back. The first one is going to be me as Emperor Palpatine, the second will be as Luke on the very same map, and the third will be back as Emperor Palpatine. So in this first match, basically what's going to happen is people will probably say that I suck with Emperor Palpatine because in this match I basically get destroyed, which does not happen very often with a good Palpatine player. And I am a Palpatine main. I play Palpatine a lot. And I keep on trying to tell people that with certain characters on the battlefield, Emperor Palpatine stands no chance. Okay, and it's primarily going to be Luke, it's going to be Anakin, it's going to be Han Solo, Finn, Lando, Chewie. Most of the characters in the game can absolutely melt Emperor Palpatine. Now, the things that I have noticed is there is an incredible bias towards Palpatine in the debates about Palpatine. You know, people just absolutely 100% refuse to believe that Emperor Palpatine is not overpowered. Alright? And as you can see right here, this overpowered Palpatine, and you know that I know how to play Palpatine. I've showed you several times in the past what I have been capable of doing with Emperor Palpatine. So, you know, I know what I'm talking about whenever it comes to Emperor Palpatine. Okay, so getting into some more of the details. Okay. So these are some of the things that has been said about Emperor Palpatine. So, let's see. Whenever I made my Palpatine versus Rey video, there was a guy who said, Palps is overpowered. That guy playing him just isn't very good. And I'm just here like, really? Like, the guy in that video almost played Palpatine to perfection. Right? And then he said he's not kidding in Heroes versus Villains personally. Whenever he plays Palpatine in a 1v1 situation, it's pretty easy to win. Well, yeah, versus certain characters, it kind of is easy to win. But when it's 4v4, if your team is even half competent, it just makes it that much easier to dominate with him. Okay, so basically, this is where I come into a debate with people who say this whenever it's a 4v4. Well, it's a team-based game mode, of course. So, are you saying that with a team, it makes it easier? But why would that make it easier? That's because you've got 3 people helping you. Of course, you know? And the same could go for Luke or Anakin or any other light side character in the game. Whenever you've got 3 people helping you, of course, killing anybody's going to get easier, and that's just literally how it is. You know, so pausing from the debate for a second, a character that is considered to be overpowered would be able to do good in any map without dying, without effort, and he would basically be unkillable, right? That's literally what an overpowered character is or does. But that is not the case anyway. So with that being said, let's move on to the next thing said. Another guy told me in my Rey vs Palpatine video, useless video. Palpatine is mega OP in Heroes vs Villains when enemies are focused on sabers. Well, once again, you're telling me that the person using Palpatine is focused on going after people that are not focused on him. So, just because they're focused on other characters, does that mean Palpatine is overpowered? No, that does not mean Palpatine is overpowered. It just means he's taking advantage of characters that are not focused on killing him. That does not mean that the character is overpowered. And look at, and like, I'm literally trying my best in this match, right? These 4 people that I'm going against, they know each other very well. That's why they're staying together so well. And I am, yeah, there we go, get blindsided. Anyway, this guy said, you showed only your 1v1 duel with Saber. As I said, heroes versus villains, and I've read all the time that blasters are counters to him, which is true. But with my Chewie, he just flies up to me and burns me in 3 seconds. Chewie is probably one of the easiest characters to melt Palpatine with. You just gotta have the right star cards for it. So, moving on. Let's see. This one guy said, Palpatine is overpowered big time. I destroy with him every single heroes versus villains. This dude is not that good. Not bad, but not super good. Okay, so in that video, that Palpatine was only okay. So, like, this is what I'm starting to wonder. If I kill Palpatine in a video, it's only because he's bad. And if I die to Emperor Palpatine, it's only because he's overpowered. See, this seems to be the incredible bias that I'm talking about, because no matter what, there's always an excuse. If somebody dies as Palpatine, he's just garbage, and if he kills somebody with Emperor Palpatine, it's because the character's overpowered. And like, no, that's a terrible way of looking at it. That's just stupid. So let's take a second to actually go through a few other things. Okay, so going all the way back to the start of Battlefront 2, Palpatine has always did 15 damage every 0.3 seconds with one-handed lightning attacks and 32 damage for two-handed lightning attacks. And with the in full control star card, it only adds 2 seconds of duration to Emperor Palpatine's lightning attacks, which really isn't that long, because without the star card, his two-handed lightning attacks only last for 5 seconds, and with it, it only lasts for 7 seconds. So that's really not much damage, especially considering the fact that lightsabers can block the lightning. There was one person saying that lightsaber characters should be able to redirect their lightning back at Emperor Palpatine, and I'm just here like, well, that would be stupid. I would never use Emperor Palpatine if they put that in the game. Not without him being able to block at all or anything. No, I would never ever use Palpatine if they put that in the game, because that would make him 100% useless, 100% trash, and I would literally put him at the bottom of my tier list if they did that. So, as you saw right there, I basically got my ass rocked that game. I still came in first place. Does that mean that the character is overpowered? No. It means that I did more damage than everybody else. Just couldn't really kill anybody. You know, so yeah. Anyway, in this match, as you see right here, I will be using Luke in this second match. And this time, I'm really pissed off because of what happened whenever I played as Emperor Palpatine. Right? So, in this gameplay, I'm using a lightsaber character, and I think we will see quite a difference, to be 100% honest with everybody. So pay attention to what goes on in the gameplay, and listen to the things that I'm telling you. So, going all the way back to the launch of Battlefront 2. In the 1.0 patch, they increased Emperor Palpatine's health from 650 to 700. Why did they do that? Because he was getting melted in the blink of an eye. They increased his maximum regen in patch 1.0 from 150 to 300 because 150 was literally nothing. Then they increased his regeneration rate from 50 to 75, and they decreased his one-handed force lightning cost from 15 stamina per second to 10 because it was going by too quickly, and they also decreased his two-handed force lightning cost from 20 stamina per second to 15 stamina per second because 20 per second was absolutely draining his lightning because he hardly had enough lightning to kill anybody at the launch of the game. So, moving on to the 1.2 patch, Emperor Palpatine now requires line of sight on his target to trigger damage with his Dark Aura and default lightning ability. Both abilities will no longer go through obstacles and walls, which I find funny that nobody complains about Bosk's Dioxis grenade going through walls. I find that so funny. Nobody has a single thing to say about that. You know, because it only goes through walls, the very nerf Emperor Palpatine had, and I know that you could probably debate this in some kind of way, but you know, whatever. The point remains that they have not fixed it and nobody is complaining about it. It's only whenever Palpatine does something that people complain. In the 1.2 patch, they actually increased the reach of the lightning ability from 12 meters to 14 meters to compensate for the tighter collision check. So that was actually okay. Let's see. In 2.0, they fixed an issue where Palpatine's lightning absorption star card didn't grant the correct amount of health, which was stupid. And let's see, the growing darkness star card will now properly increase the radius of his dark aura, so before it wasn't even working properly. Then in the Han Solo season update, they reduced his health regeneration from 300 to 250 because people were crying about it. And they always catered to the casual players who complain about Palpatine. Then they reduced the amount of health regenerated by the lightning absorption star card by 5 on all rarities, because him getting health back was too much. I kind of agree with that one to a certain extent. You know, like, him getting health back on every lightning attack was kind of ridiculous. Like I said, I am not biased, but most of the people who complain today about Palpatine are incredibly biased. You know, I mean, they're going so far as saying nerf his damage, remove his dodges, and I'm like, well, shit, he can't block. Now you don't want him to dodge, and you want him to do low damage. Can you get any further into saying make Palpatine a free kill? Like really? You're wanting to basically have somebody who stands there and gets murdered. So anyway, in the Han Solo season update, they also reduced the targeting angle from dual-handed lightning from 14 to 10. And I do agree to a certain extent that that he could, you know, aim at you from ridiculous angles. So yes, that nerf was needed. They also, in the Han Solo season update 2, fixed an issue where the chain lightning ability was not doing damage. So I guess he was overpowered there too. The Hero Starfighters update, they fixed an issue where Emperor Palpatine's main lightning ability took too long to recharge, which was necessary. Then they also fixed an issue with Emperor Palpatine's chain lightning not working on close targets, but I'm sure he was overpowered then too. And in that same month, the Hero Starfighters update, that was when they also removed Emperor Palpatine from the game because people were crying too much about him. You know, all the casual players, garbage players, trash players in the game who don't know how to fucking play the game were crying about him. So they, in the August update, put Palpatine back into the game. And then they fixed an issue with Palpatine being very overpowered by restricting the angle from which the player could lock on with his lightning ability. And they also fixed an issue with Palpatine being able to lock on to targets through walls. which being able to do that through walls was a necessary change, I do agree, but at the same time, once again, I gotta mention Bosk. Everybody's fine with that. And let's see, the Elite Core update fixed an issue with it where Emperor Palpatine's basic attacks were not increasing the hold block stamina costs of lightsaber heroes, but I'm sure everybody was perfectly fine with that, even though today Yoda can literally block Emperor Palpatine with 0 stamina cost, but I guess that's perfectly fine. And they also fixed an issue where the area of effect from Emperor Palpatine's electrocute ability would sometimes persist on the ground, and I am so glad that they did fix that, because that was a necessary change. That was a bug that strongly needed to be fixed. In the General Grievous update, they fixed a spelling error. Okay, that's kind of irrelevant. The Darth Tyrannus update, reliability of electrocute has been improved, so that was in relation to map geometry factors, because the maps were fucking up everybody's force powers and abilities at the time. Let's see, the Chosen One update, which was a nerf to Emperor Palpatine, where they reduced Emperor Palpatine's lightning stun duration from 1.6 to 1 second, which was dumb. I mean, they could have at least reduced it to 1.3 instead of 1 second in general. Then they added stun immunity at the time, which was the dumbest shit I've ever seen them do for a game, was adding stun immunity. But I'm guessing people were perfectly fine with that. The Capital Supremacy update, they fixed an issue that would occasionally slow down a character's overall speed that was needed to be changed. Then they fixed an issue that would cause lightsaber heroes blocking functionality to break if they block the electrocute ability, which was much needed. I am glad that they fixed that. As I said, I am not biased. Things that need to be fixed I will agree with, and the things that are unnecessary I will disagree with. And as you can see, I am currently playing on the new map. So in the first match, you saw where I played and got my ass murdered. You saw what I did with Luke on the very same map the next match. And now here I am playing as Emperor Palpatine on the new map in the third match. As I said, all of these matches were back to back. And I primarily wanted to put this match in the video in case anybody decided to say I suck. Now, there is one thing that I want everybody to pay attention to in this match. Am I basically destroying everybody because of Emperor Palpatine alone? No. What am I doing? Vader is on the field. Whenever he's choking somebody, I'm hitting them with lightning. Whenever Kylo freezes somebody, I am hitting them with lightning. Whenever somebody gets pulled, I am hitting them with lightning. Does that mean that Emperor Palpatine is overpowered? No, it does not mean that Emperor Palpatine is overpowered. It means that I am playing as a teammate, and that is why I am playing so well. Now, as you see, this Luke really has a hard-on for me, and so you'll see here in just a second. Just pay attention as I go through more of these updates. So, where are those Droidicas update? They changed the heal values upon defeating enemy heroes in Palpatine's Lightning Absorption Star card from 10 to 25 to 40 to 100. And people cried about that. And then, let's see, in the recent update, the health on kill star cards absorption had been replaced, where you basically get health on kill, and the Show No Mercy basically reduces the time it takes to get your chain lightning ability back. So anyway, that is all of the updates, right? So now that we are out of that, I notice a lot of people don't understand about Palpatine is the fact that Palpatine only looks overpowered whenever he is playing as a teammate, whenever he's staying with his team. Just because he can win a 1v1 or a 2v1 engagement does not mean that he is overpowered. I could do the very same damn thing with Darth Vader and go all game with 0 deaths, 18 kills. I could go in with Luke and get 16 kills and 0 deaths with almost 30 eliminations. Just because a character gets 30 eliminations does not mean that the character got 30 kills. Alright, just letting that be known. And I'm not saying that that's impossible either. See right here, Vader and Kylo and all them, they came in, and what happened? I was getting chased down by the whole team, but once my team got there, I was able to kill half of the team. And that's not because the character was overpowered, it's because we were playing as a team. And I'm with randoms in this match. Palpatine is not overpowered. I mean, his abilities are garbage. Most of his star cards are absolute garbage. Even the ones that are good to use are not that good to use. 2 seconds to lightning attack time, from 5 seconds with two-handed lightning to 7 seconds with two-handed lightning, is not much of a drastic change, and it does not really help that much. Especially with all the damage resistance light side characters can get. You know, that goes on a his chain lightning goes on a 15-second cooldown timer. Electrocute, it basically immobilizes him just to use it, and just like Dark Aura immobilizes him just to use it, leaving him vulnerable to attack and easily able to get melted versus the right people. And no, he's not overpowered. You know, like, I just don't get it. Like I said before, Yoda, of all characters in this game, can beat Emperor Palpatine. Luke can beat Palpatine. Anakin can beat Palpatine. Rey can beat Palpatine. Han Solo can beat Palpatine. Chewie can beat Palpatine. Lando can beat Palpatine. Literally, that's 7 fucking characters right there that can absolutely destroy Palpatine in a 1v1 situation. And if they ever do get a team, a competent team that stay together, that stay with each other, good God, dude. Like, that's just Palpatine getting melted, and there's literally nothing you can do about it, as you saw in the first match. I was actually trying that match, but I wasn't pissed off like I was when I played with Luke. You know? But, like, that match made me extremely upset, and I just said fuck it and went all in with Luke. But, you know, like I said, you know, Obi-Wan can cancel Palpatine's powers. You know, Anakin can snatch you out of the sky or off the ground. And, you know, then he can heroic might you. Luke can repulse you, then hit you with a push. You know, which basically Chewie can hit you with a slam. By the time they're done juggling you, you're literally a one-hit kill, and you don't even get time to do anything to get out of those abilities at all. And if they ever do what people are asking for, if they ever do nerf Palpatine's dodges, I will never use Emperor Palpatine again, because then he will officially have been nerfed to the grave. This is the true facts about Emperor Palpatine that nobody wants to accept. You know, just because it's primarily garbage casuals who are complaining about him. You know, just because you can do good with a character does not mean that the character is overpowered. It just means that it's a decent character and you know how to use them. But anyway, that's going to be all for this video. If you like the video, then please give me a like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you in my next video.